Now you'll notice if we just click preview stream, we just get a black box. That's all you get. So if you were live streaming right now, you would be live streaming absolutely nothing but the voice. Because if you look down here at the little microphone, you can see the meters going up and down as I'm talking, because my voice is actually mapped because it's using the default microphone on the system. You can opt to change that to something else if you want, but that's the default configuration. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do here is we want to add a source to our scene. So we're going to right click in the sources box. We're going to go to add, and you see you can capture windows, you can capture a monitor, you can put an image on there, you can put text over it. You can even do video capture devices like webcams and capture cards. So we're going to do a video capture device. We're going to just call this webcam. And then you can see a list of drop downs. This system only has one webcam attached to it, so I'm going to go ahead and just select that as my default. But you can add as many webcams as you want. Now we're going to go ahead and leave the audio input device to disabled, but if you were using the internal microphone on the webcam, you could select it directly. But we're going to leave that disabled because I'm actually using a microphone plugged in through USB. Okay, let's go ahead and hit push OK. Hey, look, I'm back. So let's say that I want a scene where it's just me. So when I'm doing my live stream, let's say during game loading menus and stuff, I just want you guys to see me. I will set up this scene as just that. So we're going to go ahead and rename scene, just so I know what it is. And we're just going to say full webcam. Doesn't matter. You can type in whatever you want. And now I'm going to create a new scene. I'm going to right click in this box, say add another scene, and we're going to call this gameplay with webcam. So now I have two scenes in my project. So you can see gameplay with webcam has nothing. Full webcam has me. See? Nothing. And I can switch between them while I'm live streaming, which is really cool. All right, so now I want to add a source. So we're going to go ahead and add my webcam again. So go to video capture devices. Now plugged in through USB. Webcam again is just all this. You can also create something called a global source so you can keep reusing it so you don't have to go through this whole process over and over again. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm just going to do it. Now there's another button called edit scene. When you click edit scene down here at the bottom of the screen, you get a light red box around the video. And what this allows you to do is drag it and resize it. So now I can put my video down here if I want. I can put my video up here if I want. But then we just got a black screen back here. So we actually need some gameplay now. So let's go ahead and open a game. I'm going to open up Castle Crashers. Okay, now before I start the game, I'm going to hold down the Alt key and press Enter, which is going to make the game go into a windowed mode. Add a source now, you can also Alt Tab out of the game, but I find this method works best. Now we're going to go ahead and get OBS back up on the screen. And we're going to add a source. We're going to right click inside sources and say add game capture. And we're going to call this Castle Crashers. And you can see it already knows that Castle Crashers is the game that's focused, the last thing that I use. So I'm going to go ahead and just click OK. And now you can see that Castle Crashers is actually inside the box. You see that? It's running in the background and it's running in my broadcaster. Now my webcam got overwritten. You can see because Castle Crashers. Before I start the game, I'm going to hold down the Alt. We're going to add. I'm going to right click and say order and say move up. And there's my webcam again. So now I actually have a webcam on top of the scene. Now a cool tip that I want to show you guys is if you hold down, you have to be in the edit scene mode. So see this little edit scene button down here? You want to make sure you're in the edit scene mode. You're going to hold down the Alt key and grab the edge, and you can drag it in. See how I'm cropping it? It's not resizing it, it's cropping it. So if you hold the Alt key, you can do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it in on that side. I'm going to hold the Alt key and drag it on the other side. Hold the Alt key down here at the bottom. Drag that up a little bit. Got over it. And what I'm doing is just trying to get as much of my face in there as possible without the surrounding. And you can drag it in. See how I'm cropping it? That way we're just not taking up a lot of the screen real estate. Hold the Alt key. So this is probably the default live stream that most of you guys see. And what I can do is, during loading screens, I can go ahead and just click full webcam. Drag that up a little bit. And it'll switch back. What I'm doing is just trying to get full frame. Now I apologize for the lag, guys. Again, I'm doing this on a VM on your computer. It's not going to be that lag. So now I can talk to you guys. I can talk to the audience. I can field questions when things are loading. And then when the game is ready to go again, I just click on gameplay with webcam, and it'll go back to that scene. See, here I am. Now, obviously, when you're inside of a game and playing it, it's going to be really hard to have to Alt Tab out and change the scene. So you can use hotkeys. So now we need to set it up to much upload, live, everything. No user and setting 80 channels. So basically what I'm seeing on the screen right now. You don't see the OBS dashboard. You don't see anything like that. You just see me playing the game. I can run and I can jump. I don't see my webcam up in the corner. I'm just playing the game. Now you will suffer some frame rate drop from this because encoding video through OBS is actually fairly expensive. So you're going to want a decently high-powered system with a decently high-powered graphics card, or you're going to want to set those settings down a little bit lower. All right, so open up OBS. You can see right here, I still have myself up in the corner. I have the game footage in the background. For some reason, I'm frozen. I don't know why I'm frozen up in the corner. I shouldn't be frozen. And this is probably weird for all the guys watching the live stream. I'm quite literally live streaming me making a video on showing how to live stream using OBS. So this is a little bit weird, guys, and the stream's going to go offline and come online a couple of times throughout this. So now if you want to stop the live stream, you just click the stop streaming button. And at this point, you are no longer live streaming. And now you can see from the YouTube dashboard that I am no longer live streaming. It says that I'm offline. And chat is still going, and everybody's really confused as to why I'm live streaming and why they can't hear sound. It's because my microphone was being used for the recording of this demo and not by the OBS running in the virtual machine. I know that is very confusing, just forget you heard it. Alright, let's go back to preview stream, and you can see I'll go ahead and enable my webcam. There I am again. Hi! And I'm sorry for the little glitches, guys. It's because I'm actually running in a virtual machine. Things are kind of a little bit slow. The webcam's not always working. It's something that I didn't really expect, but we're going to go ahead and continue with the demo because I think we've got some good stuff here. Alright, so the next thing is if you want to live stream to Twitch, it's actually very much the same. You just want to go up to settings, you want to go to your broadcast settings and change it from YouTube to Twitch. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get your stream key from the Twitch dashboard. So log into your Twitch account, go into the dashboard, grab that stream key, copy and paste it directly into here, and then make sure that down here where it says advanced settings, it says you should set the keyframe interval to 2 seconds and you should use X264 encoding under advanced settings. So just make sure that you have everything set so that all those red warnings go away. That is literally the only difference. And currently you can only stream to Twitch or YouTube at one time. If you want to stream to both services at the same time, you're going to need to use OBS Studio because it's going to have future support for that. But the old version of OBS, you can only stream to one or the other at a time. Alright, so now I'm going to show you guys how to up your game a little bit and make things look a little bit more professional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Adobe Photoshop on my system. You can use any program you want, MS Paint, whatever. It doesn't really matter what graphics editor you use. I'm going to demonstrate something here that will make you look like a lot more professional live streamer. So we're going to go ahead and just create a new image, and we want that image to be the same size as our stream, which is 1920 by 1080 or 1280 by 720. But you want to opt for a larger resolution, or at least an equal resolution to whatever you're ever planning on live streaming at, because you can downscale it, but when you upscale it, it looks like crap. Up your game a little bit and make things look a little bit more professional. You look like for a larger resolution, or at least an equal resolution to whatever you're ever planning on live streaming at, because you can downscale it, but when you upscale it, it looks like crap. At because you can downscale it, but when you upscale it, it looks like crap. For your ever planning on live streaming at, because you upscale it, you upscale it, it looks like crap. scale it, it looks like crap.